اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن جابر بن عبد الله الأنصاري أنه قال عن فاطمة الزهراء عليه السلام بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله قال سمعت فاطمة أنها قالت دخل علي أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال السلام عليك يا فاطمة، فقلت وعليك السلام. قال إني أجد في بدني ضعفا، فقلت له أعيذك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف. فقال يا فاطمة ائتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به، فأتيته بالكساء اليماني فغطيته به، وصرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلألأ كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله، فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولد الحسن قد أقبل. وقال السلام عليك يا أمه، فقلت وعليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جد رسول الله. فقلت نعم إن جدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جداه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب هودي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء، فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين قد أقبل. وقال السلام عليك يا أمه، فقلت وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت نعم إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جداه، السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معهما تحت الكساء. فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال يا فاطمة ائتيني إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن عمي رسول الله. فقلت نعم ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ فقال له وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بذاتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء. فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ أبي رسول الله بطرفي الكساء وأومع بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن هاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم، إنهم مني وأنا منهم. فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. فقال الله عز وجل: يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل: يا ربي ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل: هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. فقال جبرائيل: يا ربي أتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله: نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبرائيل وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله. العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام فيخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك: وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئة ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله: وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله، إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء فقال لأبي: إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول: إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس وأهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. فقال علي لأبي: يا رسول الله، أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي: والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي: إذا والله فزنا وفاض شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال النبي ثانيا: يا علي، والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واستفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيهم مهموم إلا وفرج الله هما، ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غما، ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي: إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا، وكذلك شيعتنا فاضوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On behalf of Wessex Jamaat, we would like to extend our heartiest felicitations to all of the mu'mineen on the occasion of Miladun Nabi, the Asharia of Rabi of Mohamed sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. and also the Wiladat of our beloved sixth Imam, Imam Jaffer, Sadiq alayhi salam. There was an announcement scheduled from the al-Mahdi Madrasah. However, due to the delays from the road closures that some of the Mu'mineen are facing, we will inshallah address this, we will deliver this announcement at the next Qashari inshallah. Therefore, we will now proceed with the Majlis. Can I please ask Mu'mineen to join me in welcoming Sheikh Mujahid with the loudest salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
So you mean that extra time is mine now? Al-Fatiha. Bismillah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والجنة للمطيعين والنار للعاصين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وأعز المرسلين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد ولآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا أما بعد فقد قال الله الحكيم في محكم كتابه المبين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين آمنا بالله وصدق الله العلي العظيم. Praise the Sayyid Salawat. Mu'mineen, we have gathered here tonight to celebrate the birth of two great personalities of Islam. One is our beloved Prophet, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. And the other is the grandson of Rasulullah, our sixth holy Imam, Imam Jaffer ibn Muhammad al-Sadiq, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. On this auspicious occasion of their Milad, we extend our heartiest greetings and felicitations to the Imam of our time, Imam al-Hujjah, Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, and to our Marajih and Mujtahideen, and to all the followers and lovers of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us with tawfiq so that we are able to emulate these great personalities we are remembering, so that we are able to attain the eternal pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and salvation for ourselves in the hereafter, inshallah. One of the questions which we find that people ask is about the necessity of celebrating the Milad, the birth of the Holy Prophet, and that of our Aimma alayhimus salam. We find that people ask that what is the use, what is the benefit of celebrating their birth? This indeed has been an ongoing discussion even amongst the scholars of Muslims. We have the scholars of the Wahhabi and Salafi sect who condemn this practice of celebrating the birth of the Holy Prophet and regard it as bid'ah. That is an innovation, a fabrication that has been thrust or brought into Islam. But we find that the majority of the Muslims, that is the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, believe in the Milad of the Holy Prophet and celebrating it. And when it comes to us, the Shias of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, we all know that we firmly believe in celebrating the birth of the Ma'sumin alayhimus salam, and not only their birth, but also commemorate their martyrdom. We will find that to celebrate the birth of Rasulullah and indeed that of our Aimma alayhimus salam is a practice that has been regarded as praiseworthy in the Holy Quran itself. If we refer to verse number 5, I believe, of Surah Ibrahim, which is the 14th chapter of the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا مُوسَى بِآيَاتِنَا, that we most certainly sent Moses, that is Musa alayhi salam, with our ayat, with our signs. And أَنذِرْ قَوْمَكَ, we sent him with our signs so that he may caution his people. And أَخْرِجْ قَوْمَكَ مِنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ إِلَى النُّورِ. Sorry. Quran says that with this instruction that you remove your nation from the darkness of ignorance and bring them to the light of guidance. And then immediately after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells him, وَذَكِّرْهُمْ بِأَيَّامِ اللَّهِ, and remind them of أَيَّامِ اللَّهِ, meaning the days of Allah. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِكُلِّ صَبَّارٍ شَكُورٍ. Indeed, in these there are signs for every servant who is patient and who is grateful. We find that in this verse of the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is instructing Prophet Musa alayhi salam that he should remind his nation, he should remind his people of Ayyabillah, the days of Allah. If you refer to all the tafasir, all the commentaries of the Holy Quran, you will find that Ayyamillah refers to those days in which great events have taken place, or the days in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted great favors to mankind. And that is why immediately after this verse, the verse that follows, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذْ قَالَ مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ. And remember the time when Musa told his nation, told his people, اذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ. Remember the bounty of Allah upon you. إِذْ أَنْجَاكُمْ مِنْ آلِ فِرْعَوْنَ يَسُومُونَكُمْ سُوءَ الْعَذَابِ. That he rescued you from the clan of Pharaoh who are inflicting torments on you. وَيُذَبِّحُونَ أَبْنَاءَكُمْ وَيَسْتَحْيُونَ نِسَاءَكُمْ. They were killing your sons and they were sparing your women. إِنْ وَفِي ذَلِكُمْ بَلَاءٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ عَظِيمٌ. And in that indeed there was a great test for you in it. So emancipation of the nation of Musa, the day they were emancipated, they were freed from the clutch of Pharaoh, has been regarded as a day of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from amongst the ayyam, from amongst the days of Allah subhanahu wa wa ta'ala. My brothers and sisters, the birth of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is regarded as a favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon mankind, because he was sent to emancipate the entire mankind from the darkness of ignorance and bring them to the light of guidance. And that is why we'll find that in Surah Al-Imran, verse 164, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is actually talking about this favor when he says, لَقَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِذْ بَعْثَ فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا مِنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ. Indeed, Allah has granted a great favor on the faithful, on the believers, when he raised a prophet from amongst themselves. And what does this prophet do? يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِهِ وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَإِنْ كَانُوا مِنْ قَبْلِ ذَلِكَ وَإِنْ كَانُوا مِنْ قَبْلِ لَفِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. He recites his ayat, his signs to them. He purifies them and teaches them the book and wisdom. When indeed before that people were in manifest error. So the birth of the Holy Prophet, there is no doubt, is a favor upon mankind, and it is included in Ayyamillah, the days that belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we refer to the Sunni sources, the Sunni books of Hadith, we will find, like for example, in Mishkat al-Sharif, it is stated that Rasulullah used to celebrate his own birthday, like we do, isn't it? The only difference is that we feast, he used to fast. There are two fasts that are highly recommended during the week. One is on Monday and the other one is on Thursday. Besides the other recommended fast, this is highly recommended. When the Holy Prophet was asked, why fast on a Monday? He said two things happened. I was born on a Monday, and the Holy Quran was also revealed upon me on a Monday. So the Holy Prophet himself used to celebrate his birth by way of fasting, and that is the way through which he was expressing his shukr, his gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all his ni'mat, bounties, favors upon him. So mu'minin, tonight we are celebrating the birth of this great personality. He was born, as we all know, in the year of Amul Fil, that is the year of the elephant, as it is known, the year in which Abu Raha brought elephants to attack Mecca and to destroy the Holy Kaaba, and that is in 570 AD in Makkatul Mukarramah. His father, as we all know, is Hazrat Abdullah bin Abdul Muttalib, and his mother is Bibi Amina binti Wahab. Abdullah had passed away, he had died. The Holy Prophet was born as an orphan. 5-6 years later, the mother also passes away, and the Holy Prophet comes under the direct care of his grandfather, Hazrat Abdul Muttalib alayhi salam, for some time. And then when Abdul Muttalib was departing from this world, he gave the responsibility of his grandson to his own son, Abu Talib, the father of our first Imam alayhi salam. History tells us that the Holy Prophet was raised by Abu Talib and Fatima binti Asad, the parents of Imam Ali alayhi salam. So this is about the birth of the Holy Prophet, the greatest favor upon mankind, and indeed we need to celebrate and keep this alive. We are also celebrating the birth of the grandson of Rasulullah, our sixth Imam, Imam Jaffer ibn Mohamed al-Sadiq, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. He was also born on 17th of Rabi Awwal, but in the year 83 after Hijrah. He is the son of our fifth Imam, Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam, and his mother is Farwa, the daughter of Qasim bin Muhammad bin Abi Bakr. It is said that when the Imam was born, his father, our fifth Imam, was 26 years of age. And his grandfather, our fourth Imam, was also alive, and he was 44 years of age. And he was given this name of Jaffer, which is the name of a very sweet river that is flowing in paradise, in Jannah. So we are celebrating the birth of these two great personalities. One is the grandfather, the other one is the grandson. Wallah, it is very difficult to do justice to these two personalities within 30 minutes or 40 minutes of time. It is a difficult task. There is no doubt about it. That is why one of the things which I would suggest to our Jamaat at least is that on such occasions, there are several things that can be done. For example, we should have a proper program of celebration in which we invite one or two lecturers. One talks about the Holy Prophet, the other one talks about Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, or have one, like for example, you have invited me this time to lecture, but give me double the time to talk. Then perhaps we will be able to do some kind of justice. But it's always like that every year. When it comes to 17th of Rabiul Awwal, we are always torn. Should we talk about the Prophet or should we talk about Imam Sadiq? And there are so many things to learn from their lives. However, we find that amongst the many common things between Rasulullah and our sixth Imam, alayhi salam, is that they share a same title, and that is of As-Sadiq. As we all know, whenever the sixth Imam is mentioned, we mention him with his title of As-Sadiq. The Holy Prophet had also this title, and he was known during his time, even before he declared his prophethood, as Sadiqun Amin in that society of Quraysh. Sadiqun Amin. The authors of Al-Yaqubi and Tariq Abu al-Fida, they have written this, that before the Bi'athah, before the Holy Prophet declared his prophethood, it so happened once that the Quraysh decided to demolish the Holy Kaaba and rebuild it. They wanted to raise the height of the Holy Kaaba, which they did. But when it was time to put that black stone, Hajar Aswad, back to its place, there was dispute amongst the tribal leaders who were present there. Who would have the honor of lifting that stone and putting back to its place? As we know, Hajar al-Aswad, the black stone, is that stone that has been sent from the heavens. And they believe that it would be an honor for the entire tribe if the leader was chosen to place it back. So the argument started. There was one old man, Ibn al-Mughira, present over there. He saw that if the matter is not controlled, there's going to be a problem here. So he came up with a suggestion. He said, listen, why don't we agree to do one thing? Tomorrow, first thing in the morning, we gather here, and the first person who enters the haram, we will go and seek his advice. And then whatever he says, we will follow. So what happened is, on the following day, they all gathered there, and the history says, فَلَمَّا رَأَوْهُ, and when they saw him entering, قَالُوا هَذَا الْأَمِينُ رَضِينَا, they said, he is the most trustworthy person. We are now happy. We are satisfied with him. Why? هَذَا مُحَمَّد, because this is Muhammad. The Holy Prophet came, and he said that bring a piece of cloth. He placed the Hajar Aswad in that cloth, and then he asked all the tribal leaders who were present there to lift the cloth and bring it near the Holy Kaaba. When they did that, the Holy Prophet himself took that Hajar Aswad, he took that black stone and placed in its place. And this way, everybody was satisfied, and the Holy Prophet was able to save the people from a great dispute amongst themselves. Quran, when is talking about the Holy Prophet, he says, Muta'an Thamma Amin. He is very much obeyed because he is the most trustworthy one. So this is one of the titles which the Prophet was given of Al-Amin, the most trustworthy. The other one was of As-Sadiq. These were the two titles with which he was known in the society at the time. After inviting his family members to Islam, when the Holy Prophet wanted to come out openly in public, what he did is he climbed on the rocks of Safa and he called unto the people of Quraysh and he said, Ya Ma'ashar al-Quraysh, come and gather, I have some news for you. History tells us that when when the people of Quraysh, the people of Makkah saw this, the news started spreading amongst them that هذا محمد يحتف على الصفا اقبلوا واجتمعوا. The riwayah says they told each other, this is Muhammad standing on the rocks of As-Safa. He is calling out. So let us go and gather around him. We assembled to hear what he has to say. So when they gathered around him, they asked, Madaka ya Muhammad? Oh Muhammad, what is it with you? Why have you called us at this hour, at this time? The Holy Prophet addressed them and he asked them that if I were to tell you that there is an army behind this mountain, Atusaddiquni? Are you going to believe in me? Will you regard me as truthful? And they said, Muhammad, obviously, we have never seen you lying. We have never seen you. You are Sadiqun Amin. And that is where the Holy Prophet told them, conveyed the message, Qulu la ilaha illallah, tuflihu, you say la ilaha illallah, and you will be successful. It is very unfortunate that at the instigation of Abu Lahab, then the people dispersed from that place. But the fact that they gathered when the Prophet called him, and when the Prophet asks them, Atusaddiquni, will you believe in me? What did they say? Innaka sadiqun amin. Indeed, you are Sadiq and you are the most trustworthy one. So this is the title which the Holy Prophet had and during his time. With regard to our sixth Imam, Imam alayhi salam, there are different riwayats in Allama Majlisi alayhi rahmah. He says that this title of As-Sadiq was given to our sixth Imam by the Holy Prophet himself. And our Imam is recognized in the heavens by this name of As-Sadiq. This is Allama Majlisi alayhi rahmah writes. But Ibn Khalqan in Wafiyatul A'yan writes that Imam Sadiq alayhi salam during his time was given this title of As-Sadiq by the people because of his reliability and truthfulness. In his time, we know the challenges were there, just as we have challenges today, different kinds of people within our own society coming up with different ideologies and thoughts and views. Isn't it true? We have, and people get confused. And you can't blame the lay people because the confusions are coming from people who sit on the mimbar. Sometimes they have got 2 kilos or 3 kilos of turbans on their heads. And people say, okay, this has come from Maulana. Isn't it happening? Yeah, it was there, it was prevalent, even in the days of our A'immah, alayhimus salam. Imam Sadiq alayhi. But at the end of the day, people realize that if you want true message, if you want a message that will really guide you to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a message that is correct, then you go to nobody but you go to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. Because he was known for his reliability and his truthfulness. And that is why, my brothers and sisters, today, when we are facing all these challenges around us, if we want to protect and safeguard ourselves and our children, the only solution is that we go to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. He is not there. In the absence of our 12th Imam, we have to go to those scholars who are qualified from the institution of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and nobody else. Remember this. So As-Sadiq alayhi salam is a title that was given. So these are one of the many common things that the grandfather and the grandson share, and that is the title of As-Sadiq, which means to be true. So what do we learn from their lives? From the title itself, we learn the lesson of truthfulness. As-Sidq. This is what we need to understand. There are so many things, as I said. Time does not permit. So I have to move very quickly. But this is one of the lessons which we learn from the lives of these great personalities whom we are remembering today. That is truthfulness. As-Sidq. Truthfulness. And Sidq, truthfulness in Islam, it's a vast subject. Inshallah, in the month of Ramadan, if I'm alive and I get an opportunity, we will talk about it. But Sidq, truthfulness, demands two things. One is to be truthful in our deen, in our religion. To be firm in our belief and in our religion. And we should not waver in our faith. To be truthful to our religion. And we will find that in Surah Al-Hujurat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is openly mentioning this. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. Indeed, the mu'mineen, the true believers are they who believed in what? In Allah and in His Prophet. And thereafter, immediately Allah says, ثُمَّ لَمْ يَرْتَابُوا. And after that, they never doubted. After believing in Allah and after believing in His Prophet, they never doubted. They did not fall, into the traps of the philosophers and those fake prophets who are moving around. They don't waver in their faith. They don't doubt about them. And then this is followed by actions, and that is adherence to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet. ثُمَّ لَمْ يَرْتَابُوا. They never doubted, and they did jihad, strived in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with two things, with their mal, with their wealth, and with their own selves. Strive to remain firm, persevere on the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah says, أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الصَّادِقُونَ. They are indeed the truthful one. So truth, Sadiq, demands that we should be truthful to our faith, to our religion. Be firm. Nothing should shake us. Nothing should shake our belief. We cannot compromise our belief in Tawheed with anything else. Tawheed is the core, is the essence of our iman. If we waver there, then we are gone. It's finished. Tawheed. If Tawheed is strong, then belief in Nubuwwah will be strong. Belief in Imamat will be strong. Belief in Qiyamat will be strong. And that is why we recite that dua, Allahumma arifni nafsak. Oh Allah, make me cognizant about you. فَإِن لَمْ تُعَرِّفْنِي نَفْسَكَ لَمْ أَعْرِفْ نَبِيَّكَ. If you do not make me cognizant about you, I will not be cognizant about your Prophet. Oh Allah, make me cognizant about your Prophet. If you do not make me cognizant about your Prophet, I will not be cognizant about your wali. This is a dua. Tawheed is the foundation. And we will find that our A'immah alayhi salam gave utmost importance to Tawheed. We must work on that. When Imam Amirul Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi was asked, what is the most truthful statement? What is the most truthful statement? Imam alayhi salam said to him, Shahadatu an la ilaha illallah. Giving the shahadat, witnessing that there is no God but Allah, is the most truthful statements of all. And then it is related from the Imam himself that during the battle of Badr, one of the nights when I fell asleep, I saw my brother Prophet Khidr. Prophet Khidr, as we all know, is one of the four prophets who is alive. Prophet Khidr. And there are different encounters of Imam Ali Islam with Prophet Khidr that have been mentioned in the riwayat. He says, I saw my brother Khidr, so I asked him to teach me something that will make me successful in this battle. That is battle of Badr, the most difficult battle that was fought, the first battle. And Prophet Khidr told him, Ya Ali, you recite this, Ya huwa ya man la huwa illa hu. Just a small dua. Oh, one who, there is no one but He. A simple statement. Recite this. You will be successful in this work as well as in the hereafter. In the morning, he says that I went to Rasulullah and I narrated my dream to him. And the Holy Prophet looked at me and he said, Ya Ali, alimtal ismul a'azam. You have been taught Ism Azam. One of the greatest names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And later on in Battle of Siffin, when Imam was fighting against his enemies, he was reciting this, Ya huwa ya man la huwa illa hu. Ammar Yasir, who was later on killed in the Battle of Siffin, heard this and he asked Ali, what is this? And he said that this is one of the greatest names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is the foundation of Tawheed. We have to be truthful in our faith. We should not waver. And if we want to do that, then our source of information also must be correct. We should not just go to Ayatollah Google or Ayatollah YouTube or Ayatollah Instagram to learn from there. Otherwise, we'll be in trouble. We will be in problem. So this is one of another thing that has been mentioned about being truthful is we should not be part-timers in our practice when it comes to Islam. أَفَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِبَعْضِ الْكِتَابِ وَتَكْفُرُونَ بِبَعْضِ. And what is it? Do you believe in part of the book and reject part of the book? That is the Holy Quran. Most of us, we do that, isn't it? What suits us, what we are comfortable with, we will follow. But what does not suit us, and what brings about discomfort to us in our personal lives, in our family lives, or in our communal lives. Now, Papa, we are in 21st century, you know. Islam has to, be reinterpreted to suit us. You will see these arguments. They will always start with flowery words. 21st century, as if we do not know that we are in 21st century. And academia, intellectual, logical, and all these rosary and flowery words will be used to. Why? Bottom line is that because we are not comfortable, we do not want to practice. So we need an excuse. We want to. Now, if you have accepted Islam, enter into it in totality. You can't pick and choose. I'll do this and I will not do that. So this is being truthful to one's religion and make sure that your faith, your religion is also transferred to your offspring and to your generation. This is your duty as parents, those of you who have children. The duty of madrasah comes later, after. The first duty is of the parents to ensure that they teach their children and guide them towards the path of Islam, the path of Ahlul Bayt. What madrasah is doing is ihsan. We must never forget this. The teachers who are coming in the madrasah to teach our children, there is ihsan of theirs upon us that should not be undermined. That should not be undermined. We need to pass this information. What I understand at the moment, we have problem in madrasah of teachers. And the parents whose children are coming to the madrasah, at least you should find some time and come and volunteer yourselves to help the madrasah to impart the knowledge of Islam to your children. At the end, it is your children who are going to benefit. And the thawab of it is immense. Ya Ali, if through you Allah is able to guide one person, it is better than everything in this world upon which the sun has shown its rays. Imagine if you guide one young child, you teach one child and he practices, that becomes thawab jari for you. The reward of which is continuous even after you pass away. As long as the child is going to act according to the knowledge that was imparted to him or her by you, the thawab is going to come into your scroll of deeds, in your book of deeds. So this is one of those things, my brothers and sisters, when we are talking about Sadiq, we are talking about being truthful. Truthful, Sidq demands that first of all we should be truthful in our own religion, in our own faith, not just play around with this religion that has come to us. And another, of course, is Sidq in our speech and in our action, to be truthful. To be truthful. Whatever we are talking to, whoever we are talking. Islam demands that we should never lie. This by itself is a subject. Ayatollah Abdul Hussein Dastaghi Shirazi has written a book, Gunahan Kabira. It's available in English, The Major Sins. It's there online as well. And amongst the great sins, one is kadhib, lying, jhoot bolna, to lie. And we'll find that Islam, even in the most trivial and insignificant matters, if a person is lying, such a person has been condemned. And this is going to go against him in the simple thing. I'll give you an example. I come to your house, I'm not going to, unless you invite me. If you come to my house, okay, and I offer you a drink or something to eat, please recite salawat. I offer you something to eat and drink. You feel like eating it. It's probably something that I have kept there is what you desire to eat, and I offer you, please. No, I don't want. I don't feel that. It happens, isn't it? Small thing, insignificant. Isn't it true? It's out of probably shyness we do that, isn't it? You are offered something, you want it, but then you show that you don't desire it. You don't want it. You don't feel like it. This is guna. This is a lie. It is written in the scroll of deeds. It is there. There's a hadith. Asma bint Umays asked the Holy Prophet about this, that if I have an appetite for something to eat, which I am offered, and I say that no, I do not have appetite for it, will this be regarded, out of shyness, will this be regarded as care, as lying? The Prophet said yes, and it will be put in your scroll of deeds. Avoid that. Don't lie. You feel like eating, Baba, eat it, enjoy it. Park your shyness aside. You have been offered, kula bana, and move ahead. Or, for example, sometimes when we are dealing with small children, we want to lure them with, I would say, with rewards, but we don't actually mean to reward them for that. Okay, we lure them. You come here, you do this, and I'll give you this. Once the child does that, you forget that what you had promised the child, or with what you had lured the child. This is haram in Islam. It's haram. This is regarded as small things. We have to be very careful in life. Small things. The Holy Prophet was in the house of somebody, and the woman of the house called her son that, come here, I will give you something if you listen to me. The Holy Prophet immediately asked her, what do you intend to give? What do you intend to give him? And she said, a piece of date. He said, then it's all right, because if you are not intending to give anything, that would have been lie, and that would have been taken against you. So in trivial and insignificant matters, according to us, in these small matters, if we lie, it is considered as guna, as haram. Imagine if we were to lie about religion, if we were to lie about Allah, if we were to lie about Rasulullah and lie about the Aimma alayhi salam, or lie against each other in this life just to defame others in this life, lie against people so that we are able to confiscate their rights and their properties in this life. What will happen to us on the day of judgment? So my brothers and sisters, this is the thing. If you look at the lives of these two great personalities, and indeed all our ma'asumeen alayhimus salam, one of the lessons we learn from them is of Sadiq, is of truth. Somebody was asking me that if Imam Sadiq alayhi salam was given the title of Sadiq, does this mean that other Imams were not truthful as the sixth Imam? Was a question. I remember way back when I was invited by the senior citizens in London to give a lecture, and a person asked me, why there are specific titles given? Does it mean that these titles do not belong to other Imams? No, this is not the case. All the titles, all these titles which hear of our Ma'asumeen, will find that all our Imams have those titles. There is no doubt. In fact, today is Thursday, and we will probably recite Ziyarat al-Warith, or we may have already recited at one point when we are addressing Imam Abi Abdullah in this ziyarah. What do we say? Ashhadu annaka Imamul Barru Taqiyul Radiyul Zakiyul Hadiyul Mahdi. Isn't it? You see all these titles going to whom? Going to Imam. Many people think that the term Mahdi has been mentioned. It refers to the 12th Imam, and they immediately bow down their heads. No. This particular title here in this ziyarah is in reference to Imam Hussein alayhi salam himself. All these titles, and if you look at those titles, they are divided amongst the Ma'asumeen alayhi salam. It was specific through which every Imam was recognized at his own time. And these are the titles which, according to riwayats, were also bestowed upon them by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. Mu'minin, my time is finished. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant maghfirah to all our marhumin. It is Thursday night. It is known as Shabi Jummah, the night of Friday, because in Islam, the night precedes the day. So it's like Friday night. And for this night, it is mentioned in Riwayat that Allah releases the souls of the believers to visit their relatives. So they are there today, asking us to help them. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He should grant all of them with maghfirah, to elevate their status in Barzakh, to place their noble souls in the proximity of the 14 Masumin alayhim salam. Together with them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through the barakah of these great personalities we are remembering, He should forgive our sins, the sins of our families, and grant us with tawfiq so that we understand them and emulate them in this life, so that we are able to attain the eternal pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and our own salvation in the hereafter. Allahumma aghfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات تابع اللهم بيننا وبينهم بالحسنات والخيرات إنك مجيب الدعوات إنك قاضي الحاجات إنك ولي الحسنات إنك رافع الدرجات إنك على كل شيء قدير.
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله محمد وآل محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. أفضل الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله محمد وآل محمد. يا محمد يا محمد يا محمد يا
مصطفیٰ مرتضیٰ مصطفیٰ کہ ہے زمین پہ اتنی شیدائی کہ بس یا محمد دیکھ ابھی بھی وقت ہے دیکھ ابھی بھی وقت ہے دامن نبی کا تھام لو دیکھ ابھی بھی وقت ہے دامن نبی کا تھام لے ورنہ کل محشر میں ہوگی ایسی رسوائی کہ بس یا محمد اور ایک دن میں لکھنے بیٹھا تھا شب ہجرت کا حال ایک دن میں لکھنے بیٹھا تھا شب ہجرت کا حال ارے کیا کہوں یارو مجھے بھی ایسی نیند آئی کہ بس یا محمد میں نے جلتی دھوپ میں جب چھیڑ دی نعت رسول میں نے جلتی دھوپ میں چھیڑی تھی جب نعت رسول ارے رحمتوں کی ہر طرف ایسی گٹا چھائی کہ بس یا محمد اور کاٹ کر مرحب کو جب پہنچی زمین پر ذوالفقار کاٹ کر مرحب کو جب پہنچی زمین پر ذوالفقار ارے شے پرے جبریل سے فوراً صدا آئی کہ بس یا محمد ایسی عزت آپ نے پائی کہ بس یا محمد محمد صلی اللہ
افضل الصلاة محمد وآل محمد ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق ہے دین کے سلطان امام جعفر صادق ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق ہے دین کے سلطان امام جعفر صادق صلوات پڑھو ذکر ہے چھٹے امام کا نور خدا شہنشہ عالی مقام کا یا رب ہمیں توفیق دے مد ہے امام کا صدقہ دے ہمیں حضرت صادق کے نام کا ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق ہے دین کے سلطان امام ساقی پلا دے جام ولائے شہ زمان تسنیم و سلسبیل کی تاثیر ہو عیاں دل میں ہو روشنی اور فصاحت ہو بر زبان آب طہور پی کے میں کچھ کر سکوں بیان ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق امام جعفر صادق کیا صلی علی شان ہے مولا کی ہمارے اللہ کے پیارے ہے پیغمبر کے ہے پیارے گھر وقت مصیبت میں کوئی حضرت کو پکارے فی الفور مدد کرتے ہیں زہرا کے دلارے ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق امام جعفر صادق یا جعفر صادق تیری مدحت محال ہے قابو نہ دل کو ہے نہ زبان کو مجال ہے میں ہوں غلام ایک میری کیا مجال ہے حیدر کا جگر فاطمہ کا نون حال ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق امام جعفر ہے احمد مرسل کے خلاف حضرت صادق گلزار امامت کا شرف حضرت صادق اے بحر سخاوت کی صدف حضرت صادق، نور نظر شاہ نجف حضرت صادق، ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق. جواب باب المراد آپ ہو، اے کل کے مقتدا، حاجت روائی کیجئے اے رحمت خدا. خالی کوئی حضور کے در سے نہیں پھرا، مقبول بار گاہ ہماری ہو التجا، ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق. آقا تمہیں ہے احمدو حیدر کا واسطہ، زہرا کا اور شبروش بھی کا واسطہ، باکر کا اور عابد مزتر کا واسطہ، دکھ درد اور رنج و علم سے کرو رہا، ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق، جعفر صادق. یا جعفر صادق میری عرضی بحال ہو، فیاض ہو کریم ہو حیدر کے لال ہو، شیعوں کو دو جہاں میں نرن جو ملال ہو، جو دشمنان دین ہے ان پر سوال ہو، ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق، امام ہو اب سخی ابن سخی اے میرے آقا، جو کہ ہے بیمار انہیں جلد ہو شفا، لا ولد کو اولاد ہو اے خاص خدا، ہو شاد دو جہاں میں محیط آپ کے صدا، ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق، پروردگار جعفر صادق کا واسطہ، مانگا جو کچھ حضور سے وہ جلد ہوتا، ہم واسطہ دیتے ہیں تجھے آل ابا کا، سب شیعوں کی مقبول الہی ہو التجا، ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق، امام جعفر صادق. افضل الصلاة محمد وآل محمد.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Once again, our felicitations to all the mu'mineen on the occasion of Miladun Nabi, the Khushali of our beloved Prophet Mohamed sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, and Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, and our beloved sixth Imam Jaffer Sadiq alayhi salam. Can I please request all the mu'mineen to recite a Surah Al-Fatiha for the marhumeen of the sponsors of today's Tabarruk, and for all marhumeen, Surah Al-Mubarak Al-Fatiha. Can I kindly ask mu'mineen to stand for Ziyarat Awwal?
السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين يا علي بن أبي طالب، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدتي نساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا حسن بن علي المجتبى، السلام عليك يا وارث آدم صفوة الله، السلام عليك يا وارث نوح نبي الله، السلام عليك يا وارث إبراهيم خليل الله، السلام عليك يا وارث موسى كليم الله، السلام عليك يا وارث عيسى روح الله، السلام عليك يا وارث محمد حبيب الله، السلام عليك يا وارث أمير المؤمنين ولي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن محمد المصطفى، السلام عليك يا ابن علي المرتضى، السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء، السلام عليك يا ابن خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن ثاره والوتر الموتور، أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى أتاك اليقين، فلعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة، لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها، ولم تلبسك من متلهمات ثيابها، وأشهد أنك من دعائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين، وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرضي الزكي الهادي المهدي، وأشهد أن الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى وأعلام الهدى والعروة الوثقى والحجة على أهل الدنيا، وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءه ورسله أني بكم مؤمن وبإيابكم موقن، بشرائع ديني وخواتيم عملي، وقلبي لقلبكم سر وأمري لأمركم متبع، صلوات الله عليكم وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم وعلى أجسامكم وعلى شاهدكم وعلى غائبكم وعلى ظاهر ظاهركم وعلى باطنكم. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك يا ابن نبي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن الحسين الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها الشهيد وابن الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها المظلوم وابن المظلوم. لعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. السلام عليكم يا أولياء الله وأحباء، السلام عليكم يا أصفياء الله وأوداء، السلام عليكم يا أنصار دين الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار رسول الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار فاطمة سيدتي نساء العالمين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي محمد الحسن بن علي الولي الزكي الناصح، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي عبد الله، بأبي أنتم وأمي، طبتم وطابت التي فيها دفنتم، وفزتم فوزا عظيما، فيا ليتني كنت معكم فأفوز معكم. السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل العباس ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن سيد الوصيين، السلام عليك يا ابن أول القوم إسلاما، وأقدمهم إيمانا، وأقومهم بدين الله، وأحوطهم على الإسلام. أشهد لقد نصحت لله ولرسوله ولأخيك، فنعم الأخ المواسي. فلعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة استحلت منك المحارم وانتهكت حرمة الإسلام. فنعم الصابر المجاهد المحامي الناصر، والأخ الدافع عن أخيه، المجيب إلى طاعة ربه، الراغب فيما زهد فيه غيره من الثواب الجزيل والثناء الجميل. وألحقك الله بدرجة آبائك في جنات النعيم. السلام عليك يا علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والحجة بن الحسن القائم المنتظر المهدي، عجل الله فرجا وسهل الله مخرجا، وظهور الآن ورحمة الله وبركاته.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة، وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا، حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا.